Here's Martin scoring the first points of the game for Dover, 7 yards as he breaks one tackle. The extra point, Washington right up the middle for the 3 yards, and our score is 8-0 at Crater Stadium.
Of course, one of the also pregame billings in this contest was to see who got out of the starting gate the quickest and whether each team would react favorably to that. So we'll see how the Quakers take it on the chin here on the first early going.
Sexton again back as our kick. Woods, Sexton floats back to the 4-yard line and will return it from there. Has good speed and breaks it up the middle across the 25 and across the 30-yard line. So the Quakers will have pretty good field position as Shane Sexton, number 27.
Good special teams that play that time by the New Philadelphia Quakers as they split the middle, allowing Sexton to get through. So the Quakers will start off on the 31-yard line.
Dover's drive 4 plays from the 18-yard line, 5 plays rather. They go the 4th down and pick up the first down from the 18-yard line. 7-yard run for Martin to score, and that included battling back from a 15-yard clipping penalty. Here's Tim Huff looking for some room, very little, as he's stacked up in the middle. Dover's defense, as you see there, Tim Huff.
Of course, again, those players on the Dover front line include Scott McCutcheon, Chad Schubaugh, Mike Hostetler, Jay Herbert, and also you'll see Lee Smales in there.
Quakers come up 2nd down and 8 from their own 33. Huff coming into the game, 707 yards. Missed some action, of course, due to an injury, as Trimmer will go to the air on 2nd down if he has time to throw. Now he's in trouble and will go down. Finally finished off by Fenton.
Trimmer that time was looking for either Urich or Sexton to get down the right sideline, but pumped once, couldn't spot him open, then had to eat the football.
And off the bottom, Jay Herbert. So it'll be 3rd down and 9. Lost a yard on the play. We're 5 minutes opening quarter, 8-0 Dover. Your would-be receivers would be Scott Urich. He's the favorite receiver this year. For Trimmer, he's out to the right. Sexton would be next favorite to the left side, and they're going downfield. Trimmer throws across the middle. Tim Huff had a chance at it, but it's intercepted. Coming the other way is Tom Jones for Dover, and he'll return it from about the 35-yard line. Touchdown.
Very dangerous pass to have deflected in the middle of Dover's defensive secondary that time.
Trimmer again under some pressure and flipped it over the middle for Huff. Just a bit high, went off his fingertips.
And Tom Jones alertly right there to scoop it in as Dover's secondary really blanketing their particular positions on the field, and they had a lot of holes covered. Can't really let that football fly around loosely like that.
So it's the defense of Dover that comes up with a score, 14-0. Edwards again as Dover will go for 2. They went to Washington last time, and he ran into the end zone. This time pitched wide to Martin, who has the good speed and outside as they possibly were looking again for Washington. And at 4:42, first quarter from Crater Stadium, it is now Dover 16, New Philadelphia nothing. Back with more first quarter action after this.
Welcome back to Crater Stadium, where quickly the Dover Tornadoes have struck once again, this time on a defensive interception by Tom Jones, who returned it for the TD. And the 2-point after conversion good. 16-0 now. Tornadoes lead the New Philadelphia Quakers, and 2 costly errors that led to those particular touchdowns on the behalf of Jim Reichenbach's Dover Tornado squad. So, in what is becoming an all-too-familiar formation, the Quakers get set to receive the kickoff.
And back is Sexton. Woods is the kicker. It's from the 7-yard line this time, and not quite the return. Across the 25 this time, as the Quakers now in a hole at 16-0, but plenty of time remaining. And watch it here. The pass rushed a bit off his hands, and at the 40-yard line, the return by Tom Jones just inside the 40-yard line. So we'll call it a 40-yard interception run back.
Good job by our crew tonight in the truck, and we'd like to thank Rich Wells and Brian Young for all the work they're doing down there.
from the 27, Trimmer to throw on first down. Complete to Griselli. A pretty good yardage on a first down play as they move the markers. First down for the Quakers from the 37. And they mark it at the 39. 12-yard pickup. Griselli coming in, 11 receptions for 94 yards, 1 touchdown. If it's one thing that you look back over the Quakers, perhaps in some of their games, their passing game didn't get going till late. They certainly want to get it going early. So this 12-yard pickup right here for Griselli as Sexton comes our way, along with Scott Urich, and this is 1st and 10 from the Quaker 39. Chamberlain carries across the 40, but he's stacked up. Herbert again on the tackle, and also up from a linebacker, Paris Washington at 220. Herbert goes at 181.
Get a look at Bud Fate along with Dan Evans down on the sidelines. Of course, Bud Fate conferring with the coaches up above in our particular section of the press box. They're on the second floor with the camera people.
Yard markers had 4th down, but it is only 2nd and 8. 2-yard pickup on that play. And fake reverse, and now Trimmer with wide open.
And great reception that time by the New Philadelphia Quakers in the form of number 32, Mike Chamberlain.
He was coming across as a pretty good play for the Quakers. Could have picked up a lot more yardage, but just being able to bring it in, Chamberlain was able to do that, and then he went down. But it's close to a first down. So close, in fact, that they're checking.
There you get a good look at just how close this is going to turn out.
Officials, or the line markers, think it is first down, and they have the 1 up already, and it is. Good call by the sideline people.
Denny Trimmer weighs on the New Philadelphia Quaker contingent. Try to get them fired up.
3:19 opening quarter. Dover leads 16-0. Both scores set up by mistakes on the Quaker offense. As they drove 18 yards, Dover did, after a bad snap on a punt. Went the 18 yards for the score, and then an interception for a 39, close to 40 yards. 2 scores and the 2 two-point conversions. Huff can't find it through the line, still going back and forth, and he's maybe going the wrong way.
Paris Washington chased him in the backfield, and finally Paris's touch had enough to rack him up.
Should have stopped at the 34-yard line is where he is. Goes back to, and he was all the way up to the 49 when they started.
Washington that time just really turned him around enough that I think he slipped and fell on the turf to wrap up the play.
Actually, he's all the way inside the 35 to the 34. So it's 2nd down, 25. Really puts the pressure on the Quaker offense to come up with a big play. 2.5 minutes to go.
Of course, some of the comments Dan Evans made prior to the game, too, are interesting in the fact that every play for the Quakers tonight must count as you see the Dover Tornadoes jump and get into the neutral area, so that'll cost them 5 yards, get back some of the lost yardage.
Chad Shubaugh from the middle, just a bit on edge. Let's take a look at the Dover defense, the complete defense, if we can flash them up for you. Set them for you as you look at them right there on the screen. Let's give you their names once again as they go across the front. Left end, Lee Shales. Left tackle, Ed Fanton. There's the middle guard, Chad Shubaugh. Right tackle, Jay Herbert. Right end, Scott McCutcheon. Paris Washington and Pat Ferris at the linebackers. Mike Ickes and Tom Jones, cornerbacks. And the safeties, Dave Tidrick, C.J. Woods. 2nd down and 20. After the 5-yard offsides, Trimmer has plenty of time. And it is intercepted by Washington. Did you see the hands and how he brought it in? Looked like around, well, it's going to go for the score. And it looked like right about at the line of scrimmage, about the 40-yard line again.
Washington that time with a great job of concentration on keeping his eye contact with the football and at the same time not going out of bounds with it and hauled it down right in front of Tim Huff. Just stepped in front of Tim Huff at the last moment and returned it the length of the field for the TD.
How he ever kept the ball in the air to bring it in, give him credit for that. And so it's not the Dover tremendous offense that's doing it. It's the same personnel, but they've come up with 2 scores on defense, and that would be Martin and Washington. Long returns for touchdowns, 22-0. 39-yard return on the interception. And here we go for the extra points. Edwards hangs on to it, and he's stopped before he goes across. But not before the Tornadoes tack another 6 points on the board, and at 2:01. First quarter from Crater Stadium, it's Dover 22,